starts right now.
We start with breaking news. Within the past hour, a magnitude 3.5 earthquake hit near Hansville, sending a sharp jolt felt by people in Seattle, Bothell, and Bellevue as well. Kirsten Holmdale in Bellevue tweeted, "Whoa, just felt a tremor here." Other tweets poured in as well, including one from Mukilteo, who said it felt like a sudden shake in their apartment. It's part of the swarm of earthquakes that's been rattling Kitsap County, including a magnitude 3.6 that hit near Bremerton just after midnight. That was the biggest yet from this swarm. KIRO 7 Pinpoint meteorologist Nick Allard is here with some insight on what's going on. Nick?
It's getting interesting. I mean, you take a look at this. This is the swarm we've been talking about that's roughly on the western end of the Seattle fault. And I drew in the fault line, so it's, off by a little bit. But that's roughly where it goes, and we'll look at that. But this is the new one, and this is roughly along the southern Whidbey Island fault. And so we're talking at 3.5, not the strongest we've had. It's very shallow, only at about 15 miles, now actually at 3.4. The magnitudes changed quite a bit. But the interesting thing is, look where it was felt. This is a little difficult to pick up on, but you can see folks north of Whidbey Island into Bellingham, Mount Vernon felt it. You can see it into Seattle and south and even into Bremerton. So we felt it for quite a few spots. That and every one of these blue spots, yellow, green, these are all the earthquakes we have been dealing with, and the max has been that 3.6 right here, also a relatively shallow quake. Now, we're going to keep following these, and I want to talk about how shallow it is playing such a big role. We'll do that. Plus, we'll also look at just all the rain coming in. We'll have that here in just about 25 minutes.
All right, Nick, thanks for that. And this recent swarm has been rattling some nerves around the Puget Sound region. KIRO 7's Jeff Du Bois maps out the quakes and explains what is happening under our feet.
This earthquake swarm is associated with the western edge of the Seattle Fault, which runs from West Kitsap County all the way due west to the Cascade Foothills. This is the biggest of the earthquakes that struck around 12:30 this morning, right here near Bremerton. Of course, everyone has their theories about what's going on here. Some think this earthquake swarm is leading up to the big one. Others say all these small earthquakes, more than 40 this week, are releasing pressure in the fault, which is a good thing. Well, experts say there's merit to both ideas, but the seismologists at the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network have been watching the tremors, and they have a theory that the quakes are being caused by fluid that's percolating up through the Earth's crust and lubricating the fault. For that reason, they think the risk is only a little higher than normal for a bigger quake, which, of course, if it happens, could bring catastrophic damage.
Our worst fear is an earthquake on the Seattle Fault. If the Seattle Fault breaks in a 7, that breaks right under the southern edge of the city, and to be very close to the tall buildings and the old buildings of Seattle. And that would be the worst case for the city of Seattle.
I've been going through comments from KIRO 7 followers on Facebook, and it's really helped give me an idea where people felt this 3.6 quake at 12:30 this morning. Many of them are from Kitsap County, Bremerton, Paulsbo. One person wrote, "Definitely felt it in Port Orchard. Sounded like someone was rushing up our steps before all the shaking started." It was felt west of the Sound, too. Some commented, "Felt it in Ballard, a jolt and a little rolling for a few seconds after." No prediction from experts when this earthquake swarm will end. They can last for days, weeks, or even months. I'm Jeff Du Bois, KIRO 7 News.